Association of Las Vegas. So everybody here who are members of this organization, you are all founders. Okay, you are the original founders of this Masinloc Association. So for all you know, if you don't know yet, that Masinloc has 13 barangays. 13 barangays. But before I go to that, I would like to welcome some of these organizations from Northern California. The president of Masinloc Association of Northern California, Ms. Cherry Monet. And the president of Cotonyan Global Association, Ms. Lisa Marano LaGuardia. Stand up, please. And of course, we have a representative from the mayor's office of Masinloc, the brother of our mayor, Mr. Airman right there. All right. So like I said, we have 13 barrios in our town. And I may have to roll call, okay? But it's too long, all right? But I know that most of them are from downtown Masinloc. So before anything, Mr. Pascual is here, the president of Masinloc Association of Southern California. Thank you, Glenn. Where's Glenn? All right, let's get it started. So at this point, I would like to request everybody to please stand up. So we will sing the national anthem. Let me call on Senior Airman Louisse Barroga.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much. Now let me call on Mr. Elpidio Ednacot for the Philippine National Anthem.
I am ready. You can sing with me, okay? Bayang magiliw, relas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay, lupang hinirang, tuyang ka ng magiting, sa manlulupi, di ka pasisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw, may dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pamay di magdidilim, lupa ng araw ng luwag, hatid pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mang-aapi ang mamatay ng dahil sa iyo. Thank you. Salamat po.
Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the President of Masinloc Association of Las Vegas, Ms. Flora Tolentino Edades, for the opening remarks.
I'll drive it. You get a drink. Try this. That's my.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Masinloc Association of Las Vegas, MLV, International Community Organization of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. It's so beautiful. Thank you all for coming. We have Masinloc Association of Las Vegas has a mission and vision to do. The Masinloc Association of Las Vegas, MLV, International Community Organization, was established in April 27, 2019, with a mission to preserve and promote our Filipino culture's heritage, particularly our fellow Masinloqueños cultures and traditions with a sense of pride. We presented our own heritage and diverse society to different ethnic backgrounds. We interacted with different communities and prevailed because of our strong spirits. We will continue to bring together our community here in Las Vegas and work alongside with other organizations throughout the country. Tonight is the official establishment of this organization, with elected officers being sworn in to office. This is just the beginning of our community service, and I ask everyone to please join us in the noble dental mission and here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It is a good cause as well as a good platform for our Las Vegas, Nevada community. On behalf of our officers and members of Masinloc Association of Las Vegas, MLV International Community Organization Foundation, I welcome everyone. We want to personally send a heartfelt message of appreciation for the inductions of officers 2022. Today, we honor the incredible support for each other. By working together, we can help the people of the Las Vegas, Nevada community. Our mission is to organize and coordinate our events to further our noble dental mission to provide assistance to all of the people in Las Vegas, Nevada community. To work in the partnership with the state of Nevada, federal and local agencies, and provide the free dental services for Las Vegas, Nevada community. Our mission is to increase the capacity of the people in the Las Vegas, Nevada community to become self-sufficient and help revitalize and build stability within the community. To be able to help our fellow Nevadans in any ways. Develop programs such as the Dental Mission in the Las Vegas, Nevada community in partnership with the UNLV School of Dental Medicine and the state of Nevada, federal and local agencies, and the Las Vegas, Nevada community. Our goal is to empower our people in the Las Vegas, Nevada community. The goal of our nonprofit organization, MLV International Community Organization Foundation, is to further our dental mission, which includes generating enough funds, money, to continue to operate and perform our noble dental mission in the Las Vegas, Nevada community through partnership with the state of Nevada, federal and local agencies and the Las Vegas, Nevada community. Our purpose of Masinloc Association of Las Vegas, MLV International Community Organization, is to serve a public purpose of enriching the lives and people of Las Vegas, Nevada community at the UNLV School of Dental Medicine and enjoyment of special considerations in terms of tax, legal status, and accountability in dental health services. Thank you all for joining us and witnessing our Masinloc Association of Las Vegas, MLV International Community Organization Induction of Officers 2022. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you. So, guest speaker is gonna be a special guest speaker tonight. Please welcome Honorable Congresswoman Susie. She is the newest representative and Nevada 3rd Congressional District since 2018. And founding director of the Inner City Games and President of Communities School of Nevada. Please welcome Honorable Congresswoman Susie. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. Wow. First of all, I love an event that starts out with some great music. Really, it's truly an honor for me to be here. I had a chance before we got started to mingle around, and every person I met said it was such an honor for them to meet me. And I said, no, in fact, the honor is mine, because our community is so diverse and so strong because of the contributions of the Filipino community here in Southern Nevada. You were standing in Congressional District 3, and so it's an honor for me to represent you all in Washington. And I always, when I ran, to give you a little background, I grew up in Canton, Ohio. I'm one of 8 children, 7 girls and 1 boy, 1 bathroom. So my superpower is that I take the world's fastest shower. But when I moved to Las Vegas, I began my career in homeless services. I started the city's first homeless drop-in center, and then the after-school All-Stars program. I hope some of you may have had children in that. And then before I ran for Congress, I ran Communities and Schools, which is a dropout prevention program focused on helping children meet basic needs like dental care and health care and food and clothing so that they can be present at school and learn and not worry about all of those pressures outside of that. And we get an 89% graduation rate for students who normally would have a graduation rate of less than 50%. And so I'm really impressed with the mission of Masinloc to provide dental care. And as we all know, people think of dental care as something of, you know, a bonus or a luxury, but in fact, it's a necessity. It is, when you think about people who struggle with dental disease, with cavities, not just the pain, but it is an indicator and it is a contributor to chronic disease. And so we know that the AAPI community suffered disproportionately during the pandemic. But one of the areas that the AAPI community suffered the most was in the loss of health insurance, but more importantly, the loss of dental insurance. And so that's why I am so honored to be here. And Flora, congratulations. And I really, dental care is not something that an organization generally takes on. And so I find this such a compelling organization and such a compelling mission for you to take on. Because when you think about, I always think about children, because that's been my background. And when I think about a child who suffers with cavities, with caries, with the pain, it's not just the physical end of things, it's also the social and emotional end of things, the self-esteem. And so this is such an important mission, and I'm so happy to be here. And can all of, who's being sworn in tonight, could you all please stand up? Are we swearing in some officers this evening? Congratulations. I understand that this celebration was a few years in the making. And I will tell you that I represent a district that has one of the largest AAPI communities in the country. And that is why when I first got to Congress, I joined the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus because it's so important for me to have to represent you and have a voice at the table and make sure that when we are debating issues in Washington, that the Asian American Pacific Islander community here in Southern Nevada has a say as well. And so it is truly important for me to have that representation. And I'm going to close with saying that, you know, we're living in incredible times. And not only did the pandemic have economic impact and emotional impact on the Filipino community, because we know many of our frontline first responders, essential workers are from our Filipino community. And so I want to thank you all, whether you were a nurse or worked in a grocery store, whatever you did, and got out there and literally not just put your life on the line, but your family's life on the line. So thank you for doing that, because we have come out of this pandemic, and I know we are nervous about inflation, we're nervous about the future, but the state of the economy in Nevada is so much better than it could have been. And it is because of all of the effort of all of us in this room. And so thank you for being there on the front line and for working, because we all have to pull through this together. But on top of that, the Asian American community in this country suffered a disproportionate amount of anti-Asian hate. And that was why I was a proud co-sponsor of Grace Menn's bill, the COVID-19 Asian Hate Prevention Act, to make sure that it is a type of terror and hate that is underreported and underrepresented. And we know that not just when it comes to hate crimes, it comes to impact of everything. Because we have not studied the AAPI community like we have studied other minority communities in this country. And guess what? That's going to change. So I'm about to leave here tonight and head down to the Strip to join Clark County School District students who are marching. They're marching because they want to go to school without fear. They want to live in a country where we do not accept that it is normal and it is part of our life where our children should have to go to school and practice lockdowns and practice live shooter drills. We have got to take a stand and work together in this country to bring an end to this type of terror. And so not only will I go in solidarity with the Clark County School District students, but I will head back as part of the Gun Prevention Task Force and also part of the Problem Solvers Caucus, which is half Democrats and half Republicans. I know you're all shocked, but yes, there is a caucus in Washington, in Congress, where we sit together, Democrats and Republicans, and try to solve the most pressing problems. And to me, this is agenda item number one as I head back to Washington. So as we reflect on this week and the tragedy and the horror that not only happened in Uvalde, it happened in every one of our households. Because we had to tell our children, again, that we believe they will be safe, but we know deep down that maybe they won't. And so I implore all of you to continue to press your elected officials, myself included, to make sure we address this problem that is tearing our country apart and ruining our children's lives. And if we cannot put our children first and work together in Congress to address this issue, there is not any issue that we should be addressing more than this one right now. And so I'm sorry to put a damper on this celebration, but I have to mention it because I have not slept at all this week. And it is the top of my mind as a mother of two. And I know I have many parents in this room. And so I hope you will join me to continue to press all of us to work together on this issue. And I'm going to end this with, I know everyone's like, oh gosh, this woman over yet. But listen, it's been, I wish I could be here at 9:30 for the dancing. I'm just really sad about that. And, but to me, this organization represents the evolution of the AAPI community in Nevada. And that for too long, you have been the builders, the makers, the workers behind the vibrance in this community, but somewhat silent. And it is time for us to make sure we have the representation because you represent such a vibrant part of our strong, diverse community here in Southern Nevada. And I will say, I believe the future is bright. And it is bright because I think we have all recognized how broken we've been. And I will end with this. People always ask me, how are we going to repair this country? And I say, start with your family. Start with your neighbors. I mean, we all know, you got that neighbor, you walk by their house and you're like, I'm not talking to them.
I know that.
So, start having those conversations because we only become stronger together when we build relationships with one another. And so I welcome the new board and your trustees. I think this organization is going to have a long, vibrant presence in Southern Nevada, and I can't wait to be standing by your side to make sure that we make sure that dental health is primary health care, and that we make sure that those who suffer and cannot access it have increased access through your work. So thank you all, have a wonderful evening, and it's been an honor for me to be here with all of you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Congresswoman Susie. That was a wonderful speech. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another guest speaker for tonight. Please welcome Honorable Pat Spearman, Senator Pat Spearman, to do our invocation and inspirational speech. Honorable Pat Spearman, she was an ordained minister, retired lieutenant colonel, and Nevada State Senator. Please welcome Honorable Senator Spearman.
I'm not sure if I should pray first or give the words of inspiration, so why don't we just pray first and pray that God will give me what to say. Let us pray. Eternal God, creator of this universe and giver of all things that are good, we thank you first of all for the marvelous day that you have given to us, for the bountiful and abundant blessings that are in our lives, for our friends, for our families, for our children, for the generations of love that you have given to us and the understanding, the tenacity and the perseverance to go on even when we don't feel like it. We thank you, God, for the inception of this wonderful organization to do good for humanity. And we pray that your Spirit would lead and guide them, give them the wisdom that they need, open the doors that need to be opened so that they may be helpful to all of those in need of dental services. We thank you because of who you are. We thank you, and it is in your Son's name we pray. Amen. Be seated, please. I couldn't help thinking as my friend Congresswoman Susie was talking. And a friend of mine was saying, we were talking the other day, was saying it's almost as though there's some type of evil thing that has just been unleashed in the world. And I said to her, that's not anything new. It's always been here. But what we have to do, those of us who are about goodness, those of us who understand humanity, those of us who love each other, and those of us who understand that our diversity is our strength. Darkness cannot cast out darkness, only light can do that. And so one of the things that I am most appreciative of this new organization is that it's not just about you, but it's about all of the community. And so as we reflect back on the things that have happened, the hatred, the hate speech, look upon the tragedies, we see all of those things. I'm going to challenge us tonight to look inside of ourselves and ask ourselves, am I doing enough? Am I doing enough? Am I only complaining, or am I looking at the challenge and saying, I can help? I may not be able to do everything, but I can do something. Am I doing enough? Am I challenging my friends and my family to do enough? Am I doing all that I can do? Am I participating, and is my complacency part of the complicity that allows these types of things to continue to happen? Am I doing enough? What else can I do? What else can I say? Where else can I go? Where can my voice go? How can I use what God has given to me to make a difference in this world? And I believe that's what the organization that we're honoring tonight, I believe that's what they're doing. But each and every one of us in this room, we have an obligation to ask ourselves that question. Dr. King said famously, we are all caught in an inescapable web of mutuality. An inescapable web of mutuality. I cannot be who I should be until you become who you should be. My destiny, your destiny, our destiny is tied to each other. The challenge for us this evening, let's take a look at what needs to be done and ask ourselves, how can I help? What has the Creator given to me that will allow me to help solve these problems? What should my voice be saying? What should my actions be doing? How can I show up in places where there is hatred, and I show up and I am so filled with love that the love that I have in my heart drowns out the hatred? How can I do this? When I was younger, there was a song that I used to sing, and it was, if everyone would light just one little candle. It's better to do that than to stumble in the dark. Better far that we light just one little candle. All we need is a tiny spark. If we would all say a prayer about the world that would be, if we would all just say a prayer and just believe, it's better to light just one little candle. What a bright world this would be. Thank you, and God bless you.
Henderson was elected to the District Court in 2008, and then he re-elected without opposition in 2014 and 2020. He has been involved in making key improvements to the court system. He is very active in the Filipino-American community and is very honored to be here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Judge Bill Henderson.
Hi, good evening, everyone. You know, I've been to a lot of organizations that mainly consist for the purpose of benefiting the officers and those who attend the events. And there's nothing wrong with those type of organizations. They do a lot of networking for their members and their officers. And there's a lot of organizations like that. We've all been there, and it's good. People meet each other, exchange business information, benefit each other financially, etc. That's great, and hopefully some of that will occur here as well. But I was really delighted and impressed and touched to see that the main purpose of this fledgling organization is to give back to the community, and not in some sort of general way that some organizations say they're going to do or claim they're going to do, but a very specific mission with a very specific target and a very specific understanding that funds need to be raised. And what could be more important than dental care for poor families? If you think of a lot of young children, for example, a lot of young children might not need a lot of standard medical care beyond their vaccinations. You've got a lot of kids who go from their birth to adulthood, and maybe they just see a physician once in a while when they have the flu or for their standard vaccinations. But beyond that, they don't really maybe use a lot of medical care or need it. But dental care is absolutely critical, because all children are going to need that by a very early age. As the speakers were indicating, if you neglect medical situations, it's tied in with developing so many more serious medical situations if you neglect basic dental care. So the concept of the emphasis here on dental care for the poor community and those less advantaged, and particularly for the children, is something that's such a fabulous mission. And for that reason, I can't tell you how delighted and honored I am to be here tonight. And I think we all want to get on with the induction of the officers, and then the dance, and then the wonderful food and camaraderie. Thanks so much, everyone.
May we call on the officers for the induction?
Once again, we would like to call on the officers of Masinloc Association of Las Vegas.
Everyone ready for the induction of the esteemed officers of MALV? Everyone ready? Very good. For photographic purposes, esteemed officers will face the camera. Everyone ready? Yes. Wonderful. Please raise your right hands to be sworn. I state your name, of Las Vegas, Nevada, having been elected, state your office, a Masinloc organization of Las Vegas, MALV, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully abide and uphold the ideals and purposes of this organization, MALV, and perform my duties to the best of my ability, with the goal of furthering the mission and vision of MALV and advancing the interest of the community to which it is dedicated. I swear to conduct myself in a manner benefiting a good and responsible officer. And I take this pledge without mental reservation and without purpose of evasion. So help me God. Ladies and gentlemen, the new officers of MALV.
Congratulations.
I'm so proud of you. And again, this mission's a very specific mission. It's not just like many organizations to benefit the officer and attendees, nor is it some vague or general altruistic concern to benefit the community. I was really impressed to hear this is a very specific mission with very specific goals, including financial, etc. And let's get on with helping with that dental care. Very good. Let's have another round of applause, please.
how about another round of applause to the new officers of Masinloc Association of Las Vegas. Congratulations. The founding officers of MALV. And of course, all the members, like I said earlier, you are all founders because this is the first organization here in Las Vegas. I mean, first Masinloc Association here in Las Vegas. And of course, I would like to special mention, we have the president of Masinloc Association of Southern California, Mr. Greg Pasqua. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Greg. Also, a special mention for a special Assemblywoman.
Thank you, former Assemblywoman Irene Bustamante Adams, for joining us and for supporting our MLV International Community Organization.
Thank you. Of course, we will not finish the night without hold on, because oh, it's a good news. Our bar extended for another hour. Okay, so we have free booze for another hour. Okay. Also, a special mention. Like I saw, it's international. So we have a special guest also tonight from Nova Scotia, Canada, Mr. Hector Mantolino. We are encouraging him to have a Masinloc Association in Canada. Okay, thank you for coming, Hector. Very influential celebrity in Nova Scotia. Thank you for coming. So our next number, we have a special number from the Masinloc officers. Come on, officers. Flora, can you call your officers? We have a dance number from you guys. I don't know, maybe you have a TikTok dance or something. How about our president? She's so beautiful tonight. I'm so proud to be her cousin. Yes. And of course, full support to my family and my relatives, the Idanyo and Ru family. Thank you for coming. Maraming mamag-anak dito. The Elpidio family is here tonight. So you can mention all your local friends if you want from time to time.
Okay, thank you, Margie Gonzalez, for helping and supporting our MLV International Community Organization. Former AAPI Commissioner, our County Commissioner Margie Gonzalez, thank you for helping and supporting our MLV International Community Organization.
Okay, so you know, to all the officers of Masinloc of Las Vegas, when they say officers, jump on the floor right away, okay? Come on, officers. You know, the favorite dance in Masinloc, I remember back in the days, is waltz. And we don't have this kind of convention center. We dance in the basketball court, open air. All right, officers, Mr. DJ, can you play some music, please? Alright. I love this dance, it requires no practice. So we only have four officers tonight. Once again, officers, please be on the dance floor. Debbie. Come on, Kuya Fred and Debbie. There you go, the Flora. Yeah, there you go. Contestant number 5. Alright, thank you officers, that was a lovely dance. I know you didn't practice, but it was lovely. Thank you so much, that was very, very nice. So let's hold the microphone. We continue to acknowledge our guests here. Of course, the Northern California Masinloc Association, and now living in Las Vegas is Dom and Maxi Dora. There you go, thank you.
Dora, thank you.
And of course, my cousin Arlene Elemento is here tonight in Black Hash. So, you know, we have to mention all your guests because they might not attend next time.
Right there, and Rowena Hebron Negana.
Oh, those are my cousins.
Jen Negana, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Indubala and alright. Ednacot family from San Diego, California. There you go, Ednacot family. Alright, are you guys hungry? Are you guys ready? Ready, okay. So, I'm gonna start with our guest here, the presidential table here. Table number 7, because you are our guest, you will be the first one to have dinner tonight, okay? And then, of course, you know, I am not, I don't do favoritism. The next table will be my relatives. Now we'll start with table number 12. But wait for them, okay?